Goliath became like a grasshopper in his eyes. Let's read the account of David's victory. Verse 48. As the Philistine, that is Goliath, moved closer to attack him, what happened? David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. See, David didn't even run back. David ran towards Goliath. We see the children of Israel had run away from their giants because they had doubt, they had fear, and they rebelled against God. But David, because he focused on the goodness and the power of God, he ran to his giant. He says, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Verse 49, reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung the stone and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and he fell face down on the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine, that is Goliath, with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine and killed him. The sword and the spears and the armor represents human effort. The Bible says, what if we have faith as small as a mustard seed? Faith as small as a mustard seed. All David needed to take down Goliath was a simple stone and a sling. But it is more significant than that. What propelled David's success was the faith he had in God. He knew that God could use anything to achieve victory for him. You see, with human eyes, David did not stand a chance. If we look at it from a human perspective, David did not stand a chance. He was out of his depth, and he seemed destined to be utterly destroyed by Goliath. In fact, Goliath said to David, when he saw David, he looked David over and said, "Do you think I'm a dog?" Goliath was convinced that he was going to destroy David completely. But you see, David chose not to see the situation with human eyes. He chose to focus his eyes, using the eyes of faith, on what? On the awesome and the powerful and the faithfulness of God. And that shifted his mindset. It shifted his perspective. It filled him with faith. And God did the rest. What does the Bible tell us about the power of God? What do the scriptures tell us about the power and the faithfulness of God? Jeremiah 32:17 says, "Ah, sovereign Lord, you have made the heavens and the earth by your great power and outstretched arm. Nothing is too hard for you." Nothing is too hard for you. Nothing is too hard for you. Ephesians 6:10. Ephesians 6:10 says to us what? Finally, be strong in what? In the Lord and in his mighty power. The strength in the midst of our battles do not come from us. It comes from the Lord. Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Psalm 73, verse 26. What does it say? It says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." And we see this in the account of David. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God, the Lord, is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. And when we read Isaiah 41:10, what does God tell us? What does he promise us? He tells us, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." I will strengthen you, and I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This is what God is saying in his word. And even though he's saying it in the book of Isaiah, we can apply this because we can trust in the character and the faithfulness of God to us. Do not fear. Why? Because I am with you. God is with us. Don't be dismayed. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. He is our God. He is a personal God. He's not just in heaven somewhere. He is with us. He is close to us. I am your God. And because I am your God, I'm going to give you the strength. I'm going to give you the assistance. I'm going to make sure you stand firm with what? With his right hand. And if God says it, we need to believe it. What the children of Israel did wrong is that they chose not to believe in the faithfulness of God. What are these verses saying to us effectively? They're saying to us, first of all, that nothing is too hard for God. Nothing is too hard for God. In fact, God himself says it. He's the creator of the heavens and of the earth. Is there anything too hard for me? But what happens is that we don't recall the faithfulness of God in the past. And when we're in a particular challenge or situation that faces us, we become overwhelmed. And we assume for some reason that God somehow cannot deal with this situation. That God somehow does not have the power or the ability to take us through the situation. That even though he's helped us in the past, that somehow this particular situation is too much for God to handle. And there's a saying that goes that what God cannot do does not yet exist. He is the God of all mankind. He's the creator of the heavens and of the earth. He says it. Is anything too hard for him? These verses are telling us that no matter the giant that we face, the first place that we have to go to for strength, for direction, for wisdom is God.